And then I almost forgot to ask. I wondered because Ezekiel overcomes the fear of the outsiders through Batman. Are you a Batman fan?
Oh my goodness. So my husband is a big Batman fan.
Ah, there we
So
go.
by osmosis, I would say.
Fair enough. Mrs. Kent has not seen the Batman. She's walked by. Well, parts of it have been on, so she's grokked its fullness. She's as good as
That's right.
when we first got together. She went with me through the Nolan trilogy, and then after that, she's like, "All right, baby, I love you, but you're gonna have to Batman with me." All right, fair enough.
I love it. Yeah,
And
no, my husband, he used to work at a comic book store. So he's
oh yeah,
just a comics person, all, DC, Marvel, all the weird ones. He's into all of it. And it's funny how much you get like creatively from your partner and what they're interested in and the way they see things. And he reads all of my books. So there's definitely a way, like he's my first reader. So there's a way in which I'm writing them to him as well. So probably if Agnes is a superhero, I was trying to show off.
so, the Batman won me over because you first wrote it to win your husband over. That makes sense. So, I wanted to ask also, you name check Stephen King, and because you're dealing with a lot of horror and supernatural, I'm assuming you're a Stephen King fan, making your obligatory reference.
Yeah, huge Stephen King fan. I just, especially the early stuff, just the internal monologues that he was able to create and the sense of like dread and horror they instilled. Probably a super fan. That's my biggest fandom, I would say, is those old Stephen King books. Just I read them over and over again. He really has some great techniques that he has a lot of control of.
What are your most favorites?
My favorite is Misery. Love The Shining too. Pet Cemetery, although that's almost too hard to reread. The Tommyknockers, I'm not sure what happened there. I think maybe there was a period when he was not well, but it was still had some stuff that was real fun to read. The Stand, The Stand is okay. I think it could be shorter, but I love it. I love it. And I love sort of the monologue stuff that he does. Salem's Lot was a really good one. And Carrie, the original, was really good too. But Misery has been a standout favorite. And sometimes actually when I'm in a writing slump, I'll go back and I'll read that one. Because it's just kind of that bottle drama, that box drama of just the two characters facing off against each other. But within that, he's able to like just make these prisms of, you really get a sense of the main character in that. And it's just wonderful.
Just wondered. I saw in a lot of different folks, and it's Agnes trying to figure out what's meant by all these different things that the outsiders are talking about, and Stephen King comes up like, "Yeah, it's not an accident."
yeah. And actually, the scene, I read a bunch of Stephen King while I was revising Agnes. That was sort of like that was instead of the Tennessee Williams for Mirror Girls, that was like my sort of touchstone where I just like let it play in the background on audiobooks or read it in the morning before I start writing, because that style of like, someone trapped in a box and only with their mind they have to decide to give up or keep going. Like, I think that was kind of what was going on there. So the scene that I think was most Stephen King-y in my book was when Beth is going to escape from the crazy bunker that she's been thrust into, and she's like trapped behind the door, and there's creatures on the other side, and her managing her fear. I was kind of trying to channel the way that King's characters really make this decision, like to live or die, or to keep fighting, or to give up.
And we should definitely talk just a little bit about mentorship. Although I gotta say, I don't usually feel this way, but in the case, because it's you and because I feel such an affinity for your fiction, if there was one of my books I could get in your hand, it would be the Book of David, because that's my Stephen King book.
Yay! Okay,
it's got religion. It's got Stephen King. I don't do this to authors. Like, hey, you read what you want, but I think you might like that one.
I'm going to shoot that up
And
to the top of
in
the
an ideal world, in some future where we're critique partners, I think that's my audition to be with your critique group.
I love it. I can't wait to check it out. I mean, like zombie fiction, ever since The Walking Dead, that has had my heart.
Yeah, I can't get enough zombies.
No, me neither.